Welcome to Wisdom and Wealth, a channel dedicated to providing timeless wisdom for a richer, more fulfilling life. We understand that as we journey through our 40s and beyond, we often find ourselves seeking deeper meaning and lasting happiness. So, if you're looking for a little bit of wisdom, or a lot, why not start by clicking that like button? And while you're there, think about subscribing to this channel. A Zen master once offered profound advice: leap fearlessly from the edge, surrender yourself fully, and return renewed. Only then can truth no longer deceive you. These words speak to the heart of letting go, releasing our grip on certainty, loosening our attachment to outcomes, and trusting life's unfolding. It encourages us to embrace the unknown, to release control, and to have faith in the process of life itself. It's a challenge, but also an invitation to discover a new level of freedom and authenticity. We encourage you to like or subscribe to the Buddhist Doctrine channel. Your support helps us create more content like this, providing you with valuable insights into living a more mindful and meaningful life. True freedom is born not from control, but from surrender. And yet, this is much easier said than done. In a world overflowing with deadlines, pressure, and unspoken expectations, how do we truly embody this ancient wisdom? How do we gracefully step aside from constant resistance and rediscover the natural flow of peace? In this video, we'll explore 13 timeless Buddhist principles that illuminate this often challenging path, offering practical guidance for incorporating these teachings into your daily lives. These principles aren't just abstract ideas, they are tools that you can use to navigate the complexities of modern life. Each principle invites us into a state of effortless harmony where balance is not something we chase but something that naturally arises when we stop forcing. From mindfulness to acceptance, from letting go to compassion, you'll see how these teachings can transform the way you live each day. We're talking about practical steps you can take to reduce stress, improve relationships, and find greater satisfaction in your life. Many of you who find value here haven't yet subscribed. If this message resonates, consider joining our growing community. A simple click, a like, or sharing this video with someone you care about helps these teachings reach further, touching lives in ways we can't always see. Principle 1: The Art of Non-Attachment. At the heart of Buddhist wisdom lies a gentle but powerful teaching: non-attachment. It is not about abandoning love, effort, or ambition. Instead, it's about loosening the tight grip we place on outcomes, people, and possessions. It's about learning to hold life with open hands rather than clenched fists. It encourages us to engage fully with the world while recognizing that everything is impermanent. But what does this look like in our modern lives? How can we practice non-attachment while still pursuing our goals and cherishing our relationships? These are the questions we'll explore as we delve deeper into this fundamental principle. Remember to subscribe to continue your learning journey with Wisdom and Wealth. Imagine you've poured yourself into a project at work. You've stayed late, invested energy, and quietly hoped it would lead to recognition or promotion. That hope itself is not wrong. It's human. But when it hardens into expectation, it becomes a thread of attachment, tying your peace of mind to an outcome beyond your control. Non-attachment reminds us to focus on the sincerity of our effort, not the weight of the reward. It teaches us to find satisfaction in the process itself, regardless of the result. This is a valuable lesson for anyone seeking greater peace and fulfillment in their career and personal life. To give fully, yet release the illusion that we can command results. When we let go of controlling outcomes, we also let go of the anxiety, restlessness, and disappointment that come with them. Life, after all, does not move according to our script. The river flows as it will and peace arises when we allow ourselves to flow with it. It's about finding a sense of freedom and flexibility in the face of life's inevitable uncertainties. Learning to accept the unpredictable nature of life, we can cultivate a sense of resilience and inner calm. This is non-attachment in action. This teaching is just as vital in our relationships. How often have we expected someone to behave a certain way, only to feel hurt when they did not? That silent script we write for others is another form of attachment. When we practice non-attachment, we begin to accept people as they are, without demanding that they bend to our desires. It involves letting go of our expectations and appreciating others for who they are. This acceptance creates space for deeper, more genuine connections rooted in understanding, not control. Remember to like or subscribe to the Buddhist Doctrine channel. For personal growth, non-attachment becomes a doorway to freedom. Without the fear of failure weighing us down, we dare to try, to explore, to step beyond our comfort zones. If success is not the sole measure of our worth, then every attempt becomes an opportunity for learning and self-discovery. It frees us from the pressure to achieve, allowing us to focus on the joy of learning and growth. And perhaps most importantly, non-attachment teaches us to enjoy the journey rather than obsess over the destination. This doesn't mean we stop setting goals or abandon our dreams. It means we refuse to chain our happiness to them. We walk the path, but we do not become prisoners of where it leads. In this way, non-attachment is not a loss. It is liberation. A way of living lightly with more joy, balance, and peace in every breath. Principle 2, Mindfulness. The practice of being here now. Among all the teachings of Buddhism, few are as central as mindfulness. It is the art of coming home to the present moment, of being fully alive to what is happening within us and around us without judgment, without rushing to label things as good or bad. Mindfulness is a simple practice, yet it carries the power to transform the way we experience life. It is about paying attention to the here and now, without getting caught up in thoughts about the past or worries about the future. But what does this really look like in daily life? Imagine holding a cup of tea in your hands. Most of the time, we drink mindlessly, scrolling through our phones, lost in tomorrow's tasks, or replaying yesterday's conversations. Yet, mindfulness invites us to pause, to feel the gentle heat of the cup against our palms. Notice the delicate fragrance rising with the steam. It teaches us to fully engage our senses in the present moment, appreciating the simple pleasures that life offers. Taste the subtle flavors with full attention. In that moment, tea is no longer just a drink. It becomes a gateway to peace, and it doesn't stop with tea. Imagine being stuck in traffic, a situation that so easily sparks irritation. Instead of letting frustration rise uncontrollably, mindfulness gives us the ability to observe. It allows us to step back from our emotions and observe them without judgment. Instead of reacting impulsively, we can respond with greater awareness and compassion. This is how mindfulness can help us navigate the challenges of everyday life. You notice the tension in your jaw, the way your hands tighten around the wheel. You take a slow breath, softening your body. The traffic doesn't disappear, but your suffering lessens. You begin to realize while you cannot control the outside world, you can transform the way you meet it. Mindfulness empowers us to change our relationship with difficult emotions and challenging situations. Rather than being swept away by our feelings, we can observe them with curiosity and acceptance. Remember to subscribe to continue your learning journey with wisdom and wealth. In relationships, mindfulness is a gift. To truly listen to another person without planning our reply, without drifting into distraction, is a rare act of care. When we give our full attention, conversations become deeper, more authentic. The person across from us feels seen, heard, and valued, and bonds naturally grow stronger. Science now affirms what the Buddha taught centuries ago. Mindfulness lowers stress, helps regulate emotions, improves sleep, and even eases anxiety and depression. But beyond the science, its greatest gift is simple. It brings us back to life. Washing dishes becomes an opportunity to feel the warm water on your skin. It helps us find joy and meaning in everyday tasks, transforming them from chores into opportunities for presence and appreciation. Walking to the bus stop becomes a chance to notice the sky, the ground beneath your feet, the rhythm of your breath. Ultimately, mindfulness opens a sacred pause in the middle of our busy lives. It creates space between stimulus and response, giving us the freedom to choose wisely rather than react impulsively. Remember to like or subscribe to the Buddhist Doctrine channel. With mindfulness, we live with more clarity, more gentleness, and more joy. And as we grow in presence, we don't just heal ourselves. We bring a calming presence into the lives of everyone we touch. Principle 3, Acceptance. Embracing life as it is. In Buddhism, acceptance is not resignation. It is the quiet strength of meeting life as it comes without demanding that it always bend to our desires. To accept is to see reality clearly, our circumstances, our emotions, and even our own imperfections, and to open the door to peace rather than conflict with what is. Acceptance is about acknowledging reality without judgment, and it is a key ingredient to living a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Nature shows us this truth in the simplest ways. When the wind presses against a tree, the tree does not fight. It bends. It sways. It yields. In the same way, acceptance invites us to move with the currents of life instead of exhausting ourselves by resisting them. Consider a moment of disappointment. Perhaps you worked hard yet someone else received the promotion you hoped for. The sting of frustration is natural, but when we cling to it, suffering multiplies. Acceptance does not mean abandoning your dreams. It means acknowledging what has already unfolded, allowing you to redirect your energy toward growth, learning, or new opportunities. It's about choosing to focus on what you can control, while letting go of what you can't. This is the power of acceptance. Remember to subscribe to continue your learning journey with wisdom and wealth. Acceptance also softens the way we relate to others. How often do we burden people with unspoken expectations, wishing they would behave differently, act faster, or see things exactly as we do? Take for instance a friend who often arrives late. Without acceptance, irritation builds each time. But when we accept their nature, we adjust gracefully and the weight of resentment lifts. This doesn't mean we stop caring. It means we stop clinging to an image of how others should be. Even more profound is the acceptance we extend to ourselves. We are often harsher judges of our own mistakes than anyone else could be. Yet, Buddhism reminds us that we are all works in progress, unfinished brushstrokes on the canvas of life. It encourages us to treat ourselves with the same kindness and compassion that we would offer a friend. When we accept our flaws with compassion instead of condemnation, we create an inner climate of kindness, fertile ground for growth and healing. The benefits ripple outward into both mind and body. Resistance to reality fuels stress and anxiety which strain our health and cloud our judgment. Acceptance eases this tension, reducing the wear and tear on both spirit and body. With acceptance, the mind finds calm and the body follows. Remember to like or subscribe to the Buddhist Doctrine channel. To practice acceptance is not to retreat from life but to engage it with open eyes and an open heart. It is to say, this is how things are right now. I may wish them different, but I will not let resistance steal my peace. From this grounded place we find not passivity but clarity. And in that clarity joy arises. Not the fleeting joy of things going our way but the deeper joy of moving in harmony with the truth of life. Principle 4, Patience, the quiet strength of time. In Buddhism, patience is not merely waiting. It is a noble strength, the steady endurance that allows the heart to remain calm while life unfolds at its own rhythm. It is the wisdom of trusting the timing of things without trying to force, rush, or control what is beyond our hands. Patience is a virtue, a strength that enables us to navigate life's challenges with grace and equanimity. Think of planting a seed. You water it, nourish it, give it sunlight. Yet no amount of wishing or impatience will make it sprout before its season. Patience is this same trust, understanding that growth has its own sacred timetable, and beauty often arrives slowly, quietly, and in perfect time. In our modern world, this virtue is tested every day. A computer freezes. The line at the grocery store crawls. Traffic holds us hostage. Our first impulse is frustration, our heart speeding ahead of the present moment. Patience allows us to slow down, to breathe, and to appreciate the present moment. Remember to subscribe to continue your learning journey with wisdom and wealth. But when we practice patience, we learn to notice that frustration without letting it poison our peace. We breathe, soften our grip, and discover that serenity is possible even when circumstances move slowly. In relationships, patience becomes a gift of love. How often do we jump to conclusions, interrupt, or react without truly listening? With patience, we pause long enough to hear, to understand, to give others space to reveal themselves. This simple act transforms conversations into connections and reduces the misunderstandings that come from haste. Patience also plays a central role in personal growth. Changing a habit, learning a skill, or pursuing a dream rarely happens overnight. There will be setbacks, delays, and moments of discouragement. Patience is the key to long-term success, enabling us to persevere through challenges and setbacks. Patience gives us the endurance to keep going step by step without demanding immediate results. Without it, we abandon the journey too soon. With it, we arrive transformed. On a deeper level, patience soothes the restless mind. Much of our anxiety and depression arises from the urgency to make life different than it is right now. Remember to like or subscribe to the Buddhist Doctrine channel. Patience loosens that urgency. It allows us to accept the present moment, however imperfect, and meet it with calm awareness. In doing so, we release the heavy burden of unrealistic expectations and discover clarity in our hearts. And in this clarity, patience opens the door to joy. It helps us savor the moment we are in instead of forever chasing the next weekend, the next promotion, or the next milestone. It teaches us that life is not a race towards some imagined finish line. It is an unfolding journey to be fully lived right here, right now. Ultimately, patience in Buddhism is active endurance, not passive waiting. It is a gentle strength, a resilience that allows us to walk gracefully through storms without losing our balance. By welcoming patience into our daily lives, we cultivate peace, deepen our relationships, and awaken to the quiet beauty of the present moment. Principle 5, Simplicity, the beauty of less. In Buddhism, simplicity is not about deprivation. It is about clarity. It is the art of letting go of what is unnecessary so that what is truly meaningful can shine through. Simplicity invites us to strip away the excess, whether that excess is material possessions, endless obligations, or mental noise, and discover the peace that comes from living lightly. Imagine walking into a room overflowing with clutter. Every surface is crowded, every corner filled, and the weight of it presses down on you. Our minds often feel the same. Burdened by unfinished tasks, constant distractions, and desires that never seem satisfied. When we embrace simplicity, it is as if we open a window and allow fresh air to sweep in. We create space for stillness, clarity, and joy. The practice of simplicity often begins with the physical. Clearing out items we no longer use creates not just a tidier space, but a calmer heart. Remember to subscribe to continue your learning journey with wisdom and wealth. But simplicity is more than cleaning a closet. It is about choosing a way of life. It means learning to say no to commitments that drain us and yes to those that nurture us. It means valuing depth over busyness, quality over quantity, presence over performance. Simplicity also transforms the way we engage with daily activities. In Zen practice, there is great value in doing one thing fully. Eating becomes sacred when you taste each bite with awareness instead of rushing through a meal while distracted. Washing a dish becomes meditation when done with calm attention. By focusing wholly on one thing at a time, we discover that even the smallest tasks can hold unexpected joy. In relationships, simplicity clears the path to genuine connection. When our lives are uncluttered, we have more time, space, and presence to give to the people who matter most. Instead of scattering our attention across countless shallow interactions, we can nurture a few deep, meaningful bonds. Remember to like or subscribe to the Buddhist Doctrine channel. And in giving our presence fully, we offer something more valuable than any material gift. On the level of self-growth, simplicity creates the silence we need to hear ourselves again. Without the constant hum of obligations and desires, we begin to notice what truly matters, our values, our passions, our authentic calling. Simplicity clears away the static so that the inner voice of wisdom can be heard. Even the body responds to simplicity. With fewer stresses, our minds are calmer, our hearts beat steadier, and our energy flows more freely. Science confirms what the Buddha knew long ago. A life uncluttered is a healthier life both mentally and physically. Ultimately, simplicity in the Buddhist sense is not about having less. It is about being more present, more grounded, more alive. When we stop chasing complexity, we discover the quiet richness of ordinary moments. A simple life far from being empty overflows with meaning. By walking this path of simplicity, we make room for joy, peace, and freedom to enter and stay. Principle 6, Compassion, the heart that connects us all.